We've been getting together here for many years to talk about the early days of single sideband. And here lately, I've been talking a little bit more about vintage radio. I'll say more about that here in a minute. Buy-sell trades are appropriate if they're vintage radio related. And we offer any kind of technical advice to anybody that might be working on a vacuum tube radio or later a hybrid and wants some advice about what to do with a problem that he might be having. I've been talking a little bit more about homebrew radios in recent times because there's so little of that done. I did a little bit more research. The first single sideband signal heard on the amateur radio frequencies was 1947. Some kids got together in their high school, in their college radio club and built a couple of primitive single sideband phasing type exciters and had the first QSO. And after that, a lot of hams built a few homebrew basic single sideband radios and got the world awakened to the possibilities of the single sideband. But it was not until 1951 that Central Electronics made a commercial single sideband transmitter available. So we went 4 years of only homebrew. And what's left of homebrew these days is amplifiers and antennas. So if you've got a vacuum tube amplifier you built or an interesting antenna you built yourself, that makes you even more invited to what we're doing about celebrating how we got here. Let me talk to some earlies and we'll go from there. TXW, George, talk to us, K5LYN.
Okay, I am here. Do you hear me? Over?
I hear you great.
All right, we had the lights blinking a little while ago. Anyway, hello in and all around the net for the finest hour of amateur radio for the week from WB5TXW in Austin on the usual S-line 32S175 S330L1, the power supply, the speaker box, the Shure 444 microphone on out to the dipole in the woods, and everything seems to be working. So, hooray, over.
If it could be any better than that, George, I don't know what it would be.
Great. Did your lights blink?
No, nothing over here.
All right. Well, you know, I've been paying my bills. All right. WB5TXW back to net.
Okay. Well, George and I are about 20 blocks away from each other, so if I disappear, we'll know the outage moved my way. KC5L. Hey, Tom, didn't I hear you a minute ago?
Yeah, good evening, Lynn, and everyone on the net. Tom, KC5L in San Antonio. And tonight we're on the usual here. We're talking on the Central Electronics 200V with a D104 microphone, and it's driving the matching 600L amplifier, doing about 300 watts into a Johnson KW matchbox, and a homebrew doublet up about 15 feet with homebrew ladder line. And we're listening on the R390A. And that's about all I have this evening, Lynn. Your cheap and easy is sounding great, as usual. Back to you, Lynn, KC5L.
Yeah, your Central Electronics is doing its job, Tom. Hey, I'm going to catch you Friday at Belton, aren't I?
I'm still not sure if I'm going to come up Friday or Saturday, but we'll catch each other one way or the other.
Okay, and failing that, we'll meet right here. Good to hear you. Beautiful signal. Okay, before I pick up the next guy, let me say one more thing about homebrew radios. This is one of them. Back in the 50s, a guy figured out how to take a BC-458 that had done its duty over Europe and a B-17 in the Second World War, and he made some changes to it by installing a phase shift network to put the thing on an early version of single sideband. And KG7TR built one of these here lately, and this is it. So this is an all homebrew transmitter, and he then built a homebrew receiver to mate it up with. And this is, as far as I know, the only homebrew single sideband station that's regularly used on the net. So let's go henceforth and see who can talk to us next. Ken, AG5XP, I know you got interesting projects. Tell us about it. K5LYN.
Yeah, thank you, Jay and Lynn, and thanks for doing all the network here. Enjoy it. This is Kenny, AG5XP up here in Brownwood. Tonight we're on the Old Collins 30L1 amplifier and the KWM2A transmitter and receiver and the 512B remote BFO and power meter and all that, and the speaker box and the power supply and all that goes with it, and the electric voice 619 microphone, 2040 tuner by He's getting a homebrew G5 RV antenna, and that's what we're doing over here. Back to you, Lynn.
You know, Kenneth, you're the one guy that has one of the biggest collections of ND stations, and everyone sounds great. I would never know one from the other. They all are done equally well. You know what you're doing, over?
I appreciate it. I got the other SB10 and all that. I got that as my main picture on QRZ if you want to see what that collection looks like. Yeah, we got the Collins here, and we got a gun set up and helicopter set up, and the Johnson Viking with the sideband adapter on it, and that's what we're doing over here, just playing radios and twisting knobs and hope they don't blow up like they do in Lebanon.
Yeah, well, I know you're going to do it right. I will look at your QRZ.com page for sure. Good to hear you, Ken. All right. Hey, KC5WLF. Hey, Jimmy, I think you've got a new toy over there, don't you? Well, I heard Jimmy a while ago. Jimmy, where'd you go? Oh, okay, he can be on the pending list. How about, Roger, you still there, RWP?
Yep, I'm just sitting here, but all my stuff ain't vintage, so I'm just here to listen to the old stuff. Roger?
Well, what do you make of this one? Is it acting right?
You sound good on it. You sound like the Lynn I met years ago.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll have to cross paths. You going to make it up to Belton one of these times?
One of these days I plan on it, but it won't be this time.
Okay. I've kind of gotten spoiled by Fridays. Saturday kind of gets overwhelming and crowded, but Friday's a little bit easier going. So I'm going to do that this time. All right, Roger, anything else for the group today?
No, sir. Just everybody have a good evening. W5RWP.
Okay, let's see if KE5Q's got everything working before I tell y'all where he is. You there, Jim?
Yep, I'm here at K5LYN in the net, KE5Q remote in Bogota, and we're not on the usual TS530S or Collins or Swan, but we are on the ICOM 7300 remote, and that is going into the Clipperton L. We're only driving the Clipperton L right now at about 300 watts, and that's going into the Ultimax 8040. So that's the story from here. K5LYN, KE5Q.
All right. Bogota is one of my favorite places in the world. I've been there many times. And I know you got the Virgin of Guadalupe looking down at you from the mountain at 10,000 feet into the city that's about 8,600 feet. And it's one of the more fun places to be. How long you got to be there, Jim, before you head back?
We will be back a week from today on the 25th, over.
You're going to miss that wonderful weather you got going there. All right. Let us know when you get back. We'll be listening for you. Anything else for the group this evening?
Nothing else here, Lynn. Appreciate you calling the net. Good signal.
And your remote is working perfectly. I would think you were home. All right. Was there an AF5 with James attached to it, something like that? Well, whoever that was moved on down the road. How about WA4? Bill, you still there? Okay, I thought there were some people just passing by. Hey, Mike, MOE, talk to us, K5LYN.
Yeah, K5LYN, WA5MOE, at the home of the Fighting Texas Aggies here in College Station. And where I'm normally on the S-line stuff tonight, I decided I was going to exercise I've got a really nice Drake CR4CW here, transceiver with the matching RB4C console, and I love this stuff. It's just so cool. I mean, it's just the radios themselves, you know. And we got too many radios, but then it's kind of like we say in guns, man can't get enough guns. Well, in my case, you can't get enough radios, even though I might have to work on them to keep them going. But anyway, we're driving the transceiver into we're running barefoot, but you know the Drake runs some pretty good power. But we're driving it into an inverted V at about 35 feet. It's a trap dipole. It's the old 2BTV high gain dipole. It's probably one of the best trap dipoles ever made. Rugged as can be, and I've had this thing in the air for 30 years. So every once in a while you got to empty water out of the trap, but other than that, clean it up a little bit, and it's good to go. So but it's really good hearing everybody on here and all the cool stuff that's going on, and the signals sound good tonight. Thankfully, there's not a lot of noise on here, so good to hear everybody. Back to you, Lynn, WA5MOE.
Yeah, okay, Mike. You know, those Drake Series TR4 transceivers, I've had several of them. They're still one of my favorite radios. Great to hear you. We're going to catch up at Belton?
Probably not this time. I'm going to retire at the end of the year, and then I'm going to have plenty of time to do stuff like that.
Oh, hey, one more thing. You're in the Bryan area, right?
That's right.
Well, the big boy steam locomotive is coming through next month, and we're going to get over there to take a look at it. They're going to park it there overnight, I think, let people walk around there. I think it's in Bryan, actually, but that's a sight to see if you've never seen it.
You're talking about you're not talking about the George Bush train, are you?
No, I'm talking about it's called Big Boy. It's Northern Pacific. Anyway, some kind of Pacific railroad, Southern Pacific, I think. But it's the biggest steam railroad in the world, and it's coming up from Houston and headed your way next month.
Oh man, thanks for letting me know. I'm going to try to find that. I'd like to see that.
It's well worth. We saw it last year. It's well worth the trip. Yeah, look up Big Boy Steam Locomotive. You can find the schedule on there.
Yeah, because they'll have VHF, won't they?
I don't know what they're doing for communication.
Well, the last time I heard it come through, and that's like 5 years ago, and I didn't go see it, but they had a ham on there, and he was doing, I think he was on 2 meters, but I don't know what they're going to have. I'll find out, though.
Well worth the trip. Okay, anything else, Mike, on your end?
Nope, everybody sounds good, and it's fun.
Okay, I'm going to pick up DY8, and then there was an N0 I think I heard a while ago. Then we're going to give this thing to Jay, let him talk. And we also got Doug with his wonderful Swan over there just waiting to participate. DY8, Cliff, talk to us.
Oh, good evening. Sirius WP5BYA in Cedar Park. Listening to everybody, enjoying myself, having a good time. I'm running 100 watts tonight. I've got a connection problem with the amplifier, so I hope I can be heard. I'm on a high-end Kenwood to a home-built fan dipole up in the air. So back to net control, WB5BY8.
Okay, Cliff, and if you guys get down here for lunch anytime during the week, let me know. You can always find me on QRZ.com, for an email.
Good enough.
Okay, haven't seen in a long time. All right. Was there an N0 OZR or something like that want to talk to us?
Yeah, this is November 4, Oscar Zulu, India, N40ZI, Alan over here in Woodstock, Georgia. I'm wondering if you can hear me. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I hear you just fine in Georgia. I'm wondering if you're hearing me. That's a long way off this early in the evening. Nice to hear you.
Yeah, QSL. This is N40ZI. Yeah, I'm picking you up on the SDR in Texas, but I am transmitting off of Flex. I've got a number of boat anchors here, vintage boat anchors. I had the Central Electronics 200V ready to go and a 51J4, but I got local interference just down the band, and I thought, before I try to get the vintage stuff on this net, let's see if I can even hear it. So I'm running a Flex tonight. Sorry about that. But I do have a number of vintage equipment, the Central Electronics 100V, 200V, a couple of KWM2s, and I just got my Drake B-line going on sideband, so it's running real well. So, and also a Swan Signet. I got an old Swan Signet that works real well. So got a number of vintage stuff on my QRZ page, and I marked this net down to try to get into, but I knew in the summer it'd be about impossible, so I thought I'd try as the darkness came in. Thought I'd see if I'd get out to Texas. So, it's one of those seasonal things, but the call here is N40ZI, and I go by Alan, even though Carl was my first name. Alan's my middle name. I go by Alan, and there's lots of pictures of my equipment on QRZ. So back to net control from N40ZI.
Okay, Alan. My name is Lynn, same as the call, K5LY, and I certainly will look you up. And the skip will be a lot better. Give it another month, we'll hear you like you're right next door. So come by more often. We have, in fact, I call the net with the Central Electronics 20A quite often. So we'll do some Central Electronics stuff one of these days. Over.
Yeah, QSL. Well, I'd definitely like to do that, and I've gotten the 160-meter kit from Nick Tusa. I've known Nick for many years, and I have added it to the 200V, and I do have one for 100V for 160 meters, but I haven't put put that in yet. But yeah, you know, it's one of those seasonal things with this net. The distance is quite far, so you know, I thought I'd just try it out tonight. I read about you guys and kept thinking about it, but then today it just kind of occurred to me, you know, maybe I might have a shot at getting in. So appreciate it, Lynn. Certainly good to hear you, and we'll let you continue with the net, and we'll continue to try to check in on Wednesdays and see if we can make the trip. K5LYN N4OZI.
Hey, Alan, your call rings a bell. Have you and I talked before somewhere sometime?
You know, I was thinking the same thing. Your call definitely sounds familiar to me, and I don't know, maybe it's been, I do call the pre-net for the SAMRC here on the East Coast, so maybe that was it, but you definitely sound familiar to me.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out, but I'm glad you came by. Well, I'm hearing you just fine. There's no problem whatsoever, so we'll catch you again next Wednesday. Hey, Jay, somebody else needs to talk. We're all going to get tired of me. KM5QS, pick it up, K5LYN.
Oh, okay, Lynn. Yeah, Alan and you may have visited on 20 meters. If he knows Nick Tusa, then y'all have probably been in common there somewhere down the road.
I think so, too. It could have been on Vintage Sideband, maybe on Sunday afternoon, something like that.
Yeah, there's not much telling. And by the way, Alan, if you can hear this poor thing, you're 10 over in Alice, Texas. That's 50 miles due west of Corpus Christi. So I don't think you'll have any trouble getting to the net as the season wears on. Anyway, it's good to hear you. All righty. This is JKM5QS, and tonight I am not on my boat anchor. My shack is in disarray as I'm getting ready to go to Belton. I will, however, just as a little warning, I will be bringing a truckload of Drake stuff to Belton. It does need some work. It's boat anchors, a couple of R4Bs, a couple of TX4Bs, a TR4C and a TR4, and a couple of power supplies and some speaker cabinets and stuff like that, and a remote VFO for the TR4C. And anyway, it's all going to be very reasonably priced. Well, anyway, I picked it up. I thought I was going to fool with it, and it turns out I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'm going to bring it to Belton and give somebody else a shot at it. Okay, anyone out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited at the season? Come now.
WB5OZZ.
Charlie Delta.
W1BG.
Okay, there was about 5 or 6. Let me get the 2 I pulled out, and we'll start over again in a minute. OZZ, Don, go ahead.
Okay, Jay, this is Don, New Caney, Texas, running TS520 originally. Purchased it new 47 years ago. Running the Kenwood TL922M and my new antenna, double bazooka. My Multa, whatever it's called, Ultramax, or whatever it's called. Works good. Finally got the antenna back up. Over.
Yes, sir. Sounding good down here. No problem. It's good to hear you back up. Got anything else?
That's it.
All righty. Good evening to you, Don. Thanks for checking in. Whiskey X-Ray 5 Tango, your turn, sir.
Okay, all righty. Well, thanks a lot for picking me up here. This is Whiskey X-Ray 5 Tango. Name is James, and we're located in Harrison, Arkansas. Tonight we're running a KWM2A with a 30L1 amplifier here. Got some accessories. Got the 312B5, and of course the on here is a Sure 444. And just wanted to check in a little bit noisy here in northwest Arkansas, but sure glad to hear you. Thanks a lot for picking me up. 7-3 from Whiskey X-Ray 5 Tango.
All right. Well, 15 over. That's not too shabby down here. Anyway, it's working good. Oh, by the way, I do have a couple of boat anchor things on the air tonight. The 922 amplifier I'm using and the homebrew antenna. So, anyway. Thank you for checking in, sir. And I heard a W1BG, Bill.
Yeah, you might have heard me, Jay. Good evening to you. W1BG, Bill over here in Katy, Texas on a Kenwood 890 and a ACOM 2100 amplifier. Not much boat anchor stuff there, but we do have a homebrew antenna that we're kind of proud of. 4-band parallel dipole tacked up on the side of a wood privacy fence at 6 foot 8 inches off the ground. So it's big claim to fame. It's just a standard flat parallel dipole, four strips of wire all in parallel with each other, all of them full-size dipoles for the various bands, 80, 40, 20, and 17. But feeding that with a 1-2 Ballon Designs 1213 Tango. That's a combination Unun and Ballon all on a common core made by Ballon Designs.
Yo.
And out there we also got a MFJ 998 RT remote auto tuner. So that's it, guys. Microphone on this end is what is this thing? It's a Electro Voice RE320. That's all we got. No audio stuff in the line, and just a wood desk we're sitting on here. W1BG.
He's the only boat anchor in that room.
It's a what?
I said, you're the only boat anchor in the room.
I am. 78 years old.
Oh, just a kid. Just getting started.
Yep. Hey, I've been licensed since 1961.
Wow.
Yeah.
All righty. Okay, well, thank you, Bill. And, yeah, that's an amazing antenna. You can't, everybody says NVIS don't work. Guess what? You're wrong. Anyway, okay, all right. Who's next?
Echo.
Charlie Delta, and then I'll catch the one ending in Echo after that. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Roger. KM5QS, KL7, Charlie Delta, in Greers Ferry, Arkansas. Before I forget, I just want to mention that the Georgia station was coming in here almost 20 over in northern Arkansas, so and I think he was running, like 100 watts. He was really, really strong. I was impressed. Anyway, my name is Mike. I'm in Greers Ferry, Arkansas. That's about 73 road miles north of Little Rock, up toward the Missouri border. Tonight I'm running Helicrafters equipment, like I usually do. Temporary station in my meager home here until I get it all moved out to I built a 30 by 60 shop here on my property, and one big piece of it is a radio room, insulated, heated, and air conditioned, and all my old boat anchor junk is out there except for this little Helicrafter station. Made in the early to mid 60s, SX117 receiver, HT44 transmitter, matching speaker and power supply for the transmitter. The microphone is a D104. I'm running through a 3001 amplifier, running about 550, 600 watts. The HT44 has 6 DQ5s, a pair of them in the final sweep tubes, and it puts out a little over 100 watts. So I drive it up to about 550, 600 on the 3001 and then let go of the RF level control. I run via coax, no tuner in line, to a double bazooka up about 45 feet in the red oak trees here in northern Arkansas. So really mild temperatures lately. We got about 4 inches of rain 3 or 4 days ago. Today was sunny. Yesterday was sunny. It's supposed to be sunny for the next few days and back up in the high 80s, maybe even reaching 90. That's what's happening here in Arkansas. KM5QS, KL7, Charlie Delta.
Okay, Mike, good deal. Well, that old Hallicrafter stuff's sounding great. I remember I had basically the same setup there for quite a while, but you know how we are. We just can't seem to hold on to stuff. But anyway, all right, there was another station ending in Echo. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Kilo 5 Delta Hotel Echo. How do you hear me, Jay? Granbury?
Yeah, go ahead, Jim. I hear you fine now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Tonight, I'm talk on my new Swan station. It's a Swan 500 transceiver. Power supply is a 117XC. Microphone is a Stromberg Carlson microphone. Antenna is a Buxcom antenna that's up about 30 feet, maybe 35 feet at the most. And that's pretty much the basic station we're running here, running barefoot. And I will say this is probably one of the best nights as far as reception goes in my QTH that I've had in a long time here on 80 meters. Everybody's hitting an S9 at least, some 20 over S9. Jay, you're hitting about a 10 over. And that's the story of here in Granbury. I bought this radio from Byron over in, I guess, Bluffdale. And this thing is just playing like a top, doing just great. My tuner is a part of my Drake station. It's an MN Mike November 2000 matching tuner I have. And that's the whole station here. I'm just sitting back eating cake and enjoying life. Go ahead, Jake.
Okay, Jim. Good deal. Well, it's working for you. That Stromberg Carlson is definitely a communications quality microphone, but you're legible. You know, I can understand everything you said, so it does work. It does work. It's a little high pitched, but that's the way they made those things, I suppose. Back in well, anyway, it's working for you. That's the main thing.
Pretty weak.
Yeah, somebody say something?
I just said it's pretty weak. It's got him really pinched up, Jay.
Well, yeah, it's an old microphone.
Ain't as old as me.
Okay.
Ain't nobody that old anymore. They're all dead.
All righty. Okay, Joe. Thank you, Jim. Was that you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm just listening, Jay. WA5MTT.
Oh, okay. You want to check in?
No, I'm on the flex.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, all right. Who's next for the boat anchors before I switch it over to Doug?
WLF.
WA4OYX. K0SED.
Okay, I think I pulled 3 out of there. WLF. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay, thank you, Jay. And I was pulled off a while ago. If you called me, I was in there having to take care of the wife. But anyway, this is Jimmy, KC5WLF on my TS 530 SP. And we figured out the P stands for processor. Anyway, and going into a SP200 amplifier, which is running, it looks like around 600 watts with an MC50 microphone and an all-center fed Wyndham antenna. Anyway, everybody have a good evening. Glad I got a chance to check in this evening, and everybody have a good one. KC5 WLF.
Okay, Jimmy. Yeah, the SP, the was the later model of that was the last model of the 530 that they made. Well, I think they only made two, but at any rate, it was that's the newest one. Let's put it that way. It had a processor in the original one. I don't think did, but anyway, it sounds good. It's good sounding. That was a good find. Hey, Jimmy, thanks for checking in. There was a K4, oh Lord, can't hardly read my writing. WB4OYX, is that right?
Almost. This is Whiskey Alpha 4, Oscar Yankee X-ray, and my name is Steven, and I'm in Georgia. I'm in central Georgia, eastern Georgia, and I'm like the guy in Woodstock, Georgia, who actually listening to you over the radio, and you're coming in fine. You're about a 5-8 signal in here, Jay. I listen to the nets all the time, all the different Texas nets, and it's the first time I've ever tried to check in. I'm not on my boat anchor stuff tonight, but I will be. So I hope you copied this. Once again, my name's Steven, and I'm in Eastman, Georgia, and it's Whiskey Alpha 4 Ocean Yankee X-ray. And I did hear Lynn real well, too. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you pretty well. It's, there's a little static in there, but I've understood everything you're saying, so it's not doing bad at all. The band's pretty good tonight.
Yeah, it is. I'm running a little bit of power, so maybe that's helping about 1,200 watts. But like I said, I hope to be on my boat anchors next go round. So thanks very much, Jay. And I did say that I heard Lynn is real good a while ago, too. Both of you are coming in good over the air. So thank you, buddy, WA4OYX.
Thanks for the report.
Okay, Stephen. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. What about a report?
I was just thanking him for the report.
Oh. Okay. Let me catch Steve, and then I'll give that Yahoo and Brian a chance at it. K0SED. Come in here, Steve.
Well, good evening, Jay, and all the boat anchors. K0SED and Tyler. The amplifier's a boat anchor. It's a 30-year-old one, but the transceiver's not. It's a newie, but I didn't have time to warm up the old 520. Anyway, catch it out the pike. K0SED.
Steve, you going to make it to Belton?
I plan on it.
All right, we'll see you there. I've already got the baby backs and the pork ribs, St. Louis style pork ribs. I got them marinating in the sauce right now.
Outstanding.
All right. Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo, Mr. Doug. Why don't you take a shot?
Okay, Can 5QS. Thanks, Jay. This is Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo. Good evening, all you boat anchor aficionados. And it's okay to check in on a flex. No worries. As long, if it's working, hey, just kidding. All right, name is Doug. I'm located in Bryan area, just in Aggie land. And by the way. Yeah, the big boy is going to, they park it at, I believe, at F&B, at least that's where it crosses the tracks, the big boy locomotive. So at F&B Road, where it crosses Old Wellburn Road there, and the railroad track, same thing. And I believe that's where they park it overnight. So, yeah, I was there last time. It was a lot of fun. Actually, I started giving this lady wearing a gray coat in front of me. I thought it was my wife. I started giving her a shoulder massage. It wasn't even my wife, so I'll never forget that. She won't let me forget it either. All right, guys, I'm talking on a Swan 500 tonight, and this is what it sounds like with an Electro Voice 638 microphone. It's a beautiful radio. I was lucky enough to grab it, I haven't done a daggone thing to it. I tell you the truth, just try and take good care of it. And it's with about 90 watts. It's driving a retro-modded Swan Mark I amplifier. The only thing inside that's the same is what's left of a newly painted chassis and the front panel. Everything else is just DIY filter board, rectifier board, running grounded grid 4400s. Don't hate me. It's just very simple amplifier. Oh, and I am running the original tank circuit, so there you go. Going up with some large coax RG213 up to an inverted V on an old cutting board spreader bar. So made a Corian, even got the serial number on it from the manufacturer, General Electric. So it's GE made it. It's got to be good for something high voltage. Anyway, so that's it. Running legal limit. So there you go. And I'm going to be taking check-ins for the Boat Anchors Net. So any of you all want to check in, come now.
Zero Golf Victor Kilo.
Okay, I got Golf Victor Kilo standby. There was somebody else?
Kilo Delta 5, Foxtrot X-ray.
Okay, great. I got Kilo Delta 5 Foxtrot X-ray, and I'll take the Golf Victor Kilo to start off with. Good morning, sir. Or I'm sorry, good evening, sir. Welcome to the Boat Anchors Net.
Yeah, good evening, Doug in the Net, WB1E. This is November 0 Golf Victor Kilo, Kurt up here in south central Nebraska. And tonight, Doug, I'm checking in on a Kenwood TS530S D104 microphone, and I'm running that into a Galaxy 2000B amplifier that's got 10 6LB6 sweep tubes getting about 600 watts into the aux center fed antenna up 30 feet. WB1E from N0 GVK.
Oh, fantastic, Kurt. I love hearing that Galaxy amplifier. But I'll tell you, that's like the machine gun of all amplifiers. Who cares if one or two tubes go out? It thing just keeps on shooting. That's fantastic, man. But when it comes to dust and tubes, I mean, you better take your time because you'll be there a while. Yeah, you're plus 10, no problem. Q5 up here, Kurt. Anything else for the net tonight, sir? Over.
No, that's all. Boy, good band conditions, and everybody sounds great. Thanks, Doug. N0 GVK.
Okay, we'll be clear with N0 GVK up there in beautiful Nebraska. And I'll be headed down the list here to Kilo Delta 5 Foxtrot X-ray. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Boat Anchors Net.
Yes, good evening to everyone. This is Katie Dave Delta Alpha Victor. I'm in a little town called Ponca City. Mr. Charlie Alpha, Ponca City. That's in Oklahoma, north central Oklahoma. Almost to Kansas. We're about 20 miles south of the Kansas line, right in the middle of the city. Everybody's coming in good up here tonight. I'm hearing a really good signal from everyone. I'm running a 6-year-old KWM2A that I just picked up about 3 weeks ago. D104 mic and a barefoot with a inverted B at about 40 feet. And I'm really impressed with condition. Like the other guys have mentioned, it's just great conditions tonight. Back to you, over.
All right, fantastic. Let me get your first name. I'm sorry for the log, sir. Over.
Oh, it was Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo.
All right, beautiful, Dave. All right, I have your call as Kilo Delta 5 Fox Tango X-ray, and you're in Ponca, Oklahoma. And sounds like you're running some Collins here. I wasn't sure there was some QR Nancy on this, but you're plus 10 with a S7 noise level. It was Q5 throughout the entire time, Dave. Well, anyway, anything else for the net tonight, sir? Over.
It's not Fox Tango, it's just Fox X-ray. Fox X-ray, KD5 Fox X-ray, over.
That I wrote it down, but I said it right. But this time I didn't say it right. Got it. Okay, Fox X-ray, beautiful. All right, Dave. Hey, thanks for checking in. And from wonderful Ponca, Oklahoma. I think I met somebody up there that actually moved down here, and I see him often at the Belton Ham Fest. So, and I do have a want to buy for the Belton Ham Fest, and I'll just go ahead and sign with you, Dave. Thanks for checking in. Doug, this is Doug, Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo. I forgot to mention I am looking for a Valiant 2 sideband adapter. And the Valiant 2 is a weird-looking Valiant, but the sideband adapter are highly collectible. I got my Valiant 2 on Rest His Soul, R.L. Howard, and met with him the first time and last time, and had a wonderful time with him. And he handed me over this beautifully museum-quality Valiant 2.
Of course, like a lot of this stuff that looks beautiful, it doesn't work so beautiful, but it didn't take much to get it right. And I thank him for that. So I'm looking and I'm still trying to match up a Valiant 2 sideband adapter. So I'm good on QRZ with Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo, and I will be at Belton on Friday for sure, because Saturday is always, a half day. So anyway, I'll move on down the list here. Actually, I'll take some more check-ins for the Boat Anchors Net. Anybody that wants to check into the Boat Anchors Net, come now.
You're down the band just a little there, Doug.
Okay, talk and I'll tune in, Jay.
Okay, you're pretty close. You'll have it here in just a second, probably by the time I shut up.
Oh, no, I appreciate every syllable you gave me. Okay, let me try it one more time. Check-ins for the Boat Anchors Net. My name's Doug, Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo. Come now.
Okay, all right. Whiskey Alpha 5. Edward David Extra.
Whiskey Alpha 5, something David X-Ray. Go ahead.
That's Byron.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Go ahead, Byron.
Yeah, but, I don't have much input power across here. Let me retune or something.
He's having difficulty, Doug.
Yeah, I copied him. Thanks a lot, Rusty. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and make one more call, and if I don't snag something, Rusty, I'll send it over to you. Any more check-ins for the Boat Anchors Net? We got Byron on the short list. Come now.
Alpha Foxtrot 5, Bravo India.
Alpha Foxtrot 5, Bravo India. Nice and strong, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, this is James in Uvalde, just checking in for the count.
Oh, very good. I have to tell you, you're about plus 20, nice and loud here. And Brian, sir, good evening.
Good evening to you and everybody on the net.
All right. You want to describe your station real quick since you're sounding so spectacular? Over.
Yeah, Roger. I'm talking on an ICOM 756 Pro, running it through MFJ tuner into a AL80A with 80 and 40 meter dipole. And that's about it. Back to you.
Yeah, fantastic. You're up to almost plus 25 there. Really one of almost the strongest stations. The strongest station that I had tonight was W5RWP Roger. You were plus 30. And, amazing sound from Georgia. But thanks a lot for checking in. So with that, I think I'll send it over to Rusty. I've been doing a lot with my hands, and I'm just not writing very clear tonight. So Alpha Foxtrot 5 Bravo India, thanks for checking in, and I look forward to you checking in next time. All right, Mr. Rusty, it's always great to run into you. I look forward to running into you again there at Belton. So with that, I'll send it over to you, sir, and thanks for everybody for checking in to my section of the Boat Anchors Net. Go ahead, Rusty.
All right, Doug, absolutely. I'll be there around probably 11:30 or so Friday morning, and we'll look for you down there around that time somewheres. Anyway, this is WK5R. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net, and tonight I'm on a Yaesu FTDX10. The microphone is a Tascam TM70 made by TIAC, which makes a lot of the broadcast recording gear for broadcast studios. And that is going into my homebrew GS35B amplifier, which is slightly out of tune, I just noticed, but it ought to be enough. And then that goes into through a homebrew tuner, which I don't need right now. It's in bypass mode. And that goes up to a homebrew fan dipole at 50 feet. That's the operating conditions here. So with that, who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net? Come now.
Whiskey Alpha 5, Edward David X-Ray. Hope I sound a little better.
You do, Byron. Go right ahead.
Okay, this is Whiskey Alpha 5 Edward David X-Ray in beautiful Bluffdale, Texas. And tonight we're on a Kenwood TS830S and barefoot. I think the problem I had earlier checking in, I've had this problem before on these Kenwoods. The processor switch is a little dirty. And unless you hit that switch every couple of years and keep it kind of clean, it'll oxidize on you, and then when it's in bypass mode, you don't get any audio through it. So that's why I had real weak audio. So, but that's why you have to be a pretty good sailor to fly these old ships high. To shout out to Jimmy over there in Granbury, we had a nice ham lunch today over at the barbecue place, and we swapped a whole bunch of stories, some of which were true. So I enjoy the ham lunch every Wednesday, and chucking down some good grub. Next week, Mexican food, I guess. So hope everybody's having a good week. I'm sorry summer came back. It kind of came back with a vengeance, but not quite 100 yet, so I won't complain too loudly. And I guess it's getting on 3 weeks till Belton, so I know the countdown has begun. I'll be there Friday by lunchtime for sure. So thank you, Net Controls, all of you. This is WA5EDX.
All right, Byron, we'll look for you down there so we can shake your hand there. All right, catch you later. Appreciate you checking in. All right, who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Anybody, anywhere, you do not have to be on a boat anchor, just interested in what we're doing to check in. Anybody else, come now.
Hey, Rusty, November 5, Gulf, Quebec.
Oh, wait a minute, there were two there? Y'all separate and give me your calls again.
I'm sorry, I didn't have my amplifier on. November 5, Gulf, Quebec.
Okay. I didn't even need your call while Bill recognized your voice. All right, who was the other station?
Delta Hotel Echo.
Delta Echo Echo. Okay. Delta Echo Echo, go ahead.
Y'all double.
Delta Hotel Echo. He said go ahead.
Okay, I just got to take a quick call to Brian there down in Bluffdale. How do you hear this old radio you fixed me up with?
Oh, I hear it good, but boy, we need to get a new mic on that thing, or a new old mic. You notice that Electro Voice, I think Doug is on. Boy, that's a good sounding mic, so that ought to go into consideration. I think Doug likes his mic, and boy, it sounds like broadcast audio as far as his lows and mid-range.
Well, that's good. I need to work on that. I'm hoping that Golden
Thanks, Bart.
To get that thing playing. And if that don't work, I'll just buy another one.
I was looking at your keyer schematic here right before the net, and I figured out how to plug it in. We're going to have to make you a cable to connect from the grid block keying jack over to the transmitter. I believe the Swan 500, looking at its schematic, it seems to use grid block keying, and I guess Doug can confirm that we're correct there. So we'll have to make up a cable to go from this mini jack over to a 1/4-inch phono jack over.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk about that, and I appreciate all the help you give me on this thing. I really, really like this Swan. It's everything you said it was.
Back to there.
Yeah, the microphone I'm using, by the way, is an Electro Voice 638. It's the old Heathkit Electro Voice, the one with the 2 holes and the turned aluminum cover, so you can't miss them, and you can see them now and then at Hamfest. So good luck with the Electro Voice 638. That's what I'm talking with Swan 500 right now.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Is that what's the element in that? Dynamic or crystal?
You know, I think it's a dynamic mic, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be crystal. That's a great question.
Yeah, it's got to be high impedance because they ran it with hot water 101s and stuff.
Yes,
oh, it is.
It's definitely a high Z mic.
It is. Yeah, use it on my Valiant also. All right, back to net, Rusty. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, guys, appreciate that there. All right, Wild Bill, go ahead.
Oh, ain't nothing new going on over here. We got that 500 Swan sitting at Jay's. I guess Jay's got somebody lined up to work on it, and I'm going to be hunting somebody to restore. Working, but they need to be updated. A set of 600s, 600 customs. Matter of fact.
I don't know where to point you at for that one, Wild Bill, but yeah, you're gonna load my pickup up with amplifiers. I know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you probably, I don't know, 5 or 6.
That's what I thought. I'm guessing an estimate for what you need to bring is about 500.
That's fine. That's I did on a totally unrelated note, but it does relate. I did try and order a set of GU-74s from one of the Russians, and looks like a pair, the equivalent of 4 CX-800s. Is running between 600 and 800 a set right now, so that isn't too bad a price.
No, that's not. And yeah, you're right because that GU, the GU is actually a oh doggone it, so it's a 4. I can't think of a tetrode.
Yes. So they're the equivalent of a 4 CX-800.
Yeah. That's about it. Okay, anything else?
Not that I can think of this week.
All right, appreciate you checking in. All right, anybody else for the Boneckers Unlimited? Come now.
WJ.
Hey, got you in for the count there, Jim.
Roger.
All right, anybody else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. One more time. Anybody else want to check into the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Well, looks like we might have did it there. Over to you, Lynn. K5LYN, WK5R.
Hey, I got a question about that Swan. Hey, Doug, you there?
I'm here. Go ahead.
You know, his crisp audio that we've been talking about here for a couple of weeks, I think it's the microphone, as you and I have suggested, but also, does the Swan have a trimmer across the crystal oscillator where the single sideband generator is getting to the signal into the crystal filter? If it's drifted, that can also make them sound too crisp like that.
Yes, that is correct. There's one for the upper side and the lower side, or as Swan like to say, the normal and reverse. And sometimes when that gets maxed out and it just won't go low enough in audio frequency, that's the problem I have. And I put some trimmers on the crystal filter. It improved it about 300 or 400 hertz. But my problem is that the main oscillator won't adjust, and that's because the main oscillator adjustment capacitor, which is one of those wafer-looking things, those mousetrap, silly-looking things, it's just defective. So that's where I'm at with the other 500. But yes, that is adjustable, and there are trimmers there for you to do that. They're ceramic. They're a size of about a dime, and they're about, a quarter-inch thick. Over.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to ask that because, we all think we're right about his microphone being the problem, but there's that one possibility, So if there's anybody got a Shure 444, he could try it on there and see if that fixes it or not. That might well be worth it. Failing that, the three of us need to talk about how to fix it in terms of your crystal oscillator,
I would think Byron would have tried that already, but I'm talking above my pay grade.
Okay, well, we got it on the table now, and we can go from there, but we're here to solve problems. Hey, this is K5LYN, Lynn and Austin on the homebrew single sideband station called Cheap and Easy SSB. Anybody else need to talk to us this evening? Well, want to go around the table? Jay, you want to make a last call and wind it up with Rusty?
Yeah, I can do that. Give it one more shot. KM5QS, Boat Anchors Unlimited. Anybody out there we've missed, hadn't talked to yet, wants to check in, come now.
I have an editorial comment, WA5EDX.
Yeah, Byron, and I'm still bringing that Swan 500 up there for you to work on, right?
You bet. And I think Doug is too, so it's going to be Swan City. I had that Swan 500, of course, here at my shack, and on the Boat Anchor net, roughly a month ago, I think, if not 2 months ago. And I checked in with it on a D104, and as I recall, I didn't get any bad audio reports or high-pitched audio reports on my D104. So we'll try the micros first before we go in there and try to adjust the oscillators. I know there was one early Swan 350 that I had, Lynn, that had a discrete filter. I think maybe the early versions that came out had discrete filters where they had 8 individual crystals mounted on the chassis and 4 or 5 trimmer capacitors that you had to align. And people loved those since you could really tweak it. But once they started encapsulating that crystal filter, you were kind of stuck with whatever aging you got.
Yeah. And the company that didn't give us that elbow room is Collins. If the crystal's off on Collins, you're in a really bad situation.
Yeah, roger that.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for your comments. Jay, back to you.
Oh, okay. All righty. No, that's helpful. And it's a good idea to try another mic and stuff first. Yeah, anyway. That's why he does the work, and we just say thank you. All right. Anyone else for the Boat Anchors come now?
WB5DYA.
DYA, go ahead, Cliff.
Well, first I have a need. I need a power cord for a Kenwood TS430. So anybody's got one, knows how to make one, give me a call. 512-775-0898. Say again, 512-775-0898. Lynn, if you look around on the internet, there are people who have modified S-lines with a trimmer. A lot of people have done that. So I imagine the instructions exist out there. So that's it, WB5DYA.
Good to know. Thanks, Cliff. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, I'm just trying to remember. I think one of the Kenwood power supplies had the cord on it that plugged right into the back of the 430. I don't remember the number of the power supply, though.
What are you looking for, Cliff? You want the 610 DC power cable?
Yeah, the power cable fits into a TS430.
Yeah, that's a Molex connector. You can buy those all day long on eBay, right?
Oh, okay. I'll go over there and look. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think that's rare in any. It's not rare like all the other Boat Anchor cables. I think that's a dime a dozen. I'm not positive. Don't get me lying, but I know they have those. At Belton, the connector lady. From
I want a cable.
Okay. From?
I have bought successfully bought cables on the internet. Thank you very much for reminding me. WB5DYA.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking that because I had a couple of 430s way long time ago. I couldn't I couldn't kill them. They just seem to last forever. But yeah, you ought to be able to buy a boatload of those things at Belton or on eBay. Either way.
I'll wait and see what appears at Belton.
All right. Okay. Anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited and Helpline? Come now. Alpha 6 Romeo Kilo.
There's somebody way out there.
If anybody can hear that station, pick them up.
AA6R, give us another call. K5LYN.
This is KE5Q.
Juggle.
Well, somebody heard me. That was a bit of a double. I didn't catch it.
You talked over him, Jay. Okay, he's trying to check in, guys. The station trying to check into the boat anchor net. I think Lynn had a copy on you. Come again.
Jim, you're not very loud from Columbia down there. Cast KE5Q.
Oh, is that Jim again?
No, I was just saying the station is a Whiskey Alpha 6 with a Yankee on it. Over.
It's Alpha 6 Romeo Kilo. Alpha 6 Radio Kilowatt.
It's AA6RK. Talk to us, sir.
Yeah, okay. I was just trying to set up the Central Electronics, and I'm not working on it, so I'm just running the regular rig here, which is an Elecraft K4. So I'm sorry about that, but I'll try to get this Central Electronics working for next week.
Okay, if you have any questions, I'm pretty good on Central Electronics. Send me an email. K5 Lima Yankee November. Over.
Yeah, okay. K5 LYN AA6RK. I'll give you a call.
Yeah, that'll work fine. K5LYN. My name is Lynn. Back to you, Jay.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I could hear him then. I just couldn't hear him on the other. Oh well, that's the way it goes. All right, one more time. Anyone out there for the boat anchors? Come now.
W4BZ.
W4BZ. Go ahead, sir.
Is that Sanders? Is that you out there, Sanders? Yeah, the call is Whiskey 4, Bravo Uniform Zulu. And I forgot about the boat anchor net tonight, where I would have had my 8:30 on. I'll see if I can remember next week. W4BZ buzz down here in Georgia.
Oh, okay, man. We're picking up a boatload of Georgia stations tonight, and they're all coming in real good.
Yeah, Roger. I'm hearing you pretty good down here into Central Georgia. I forget your call, but I know I've talked to you before.
Yes, sir. This is KM5QS, Kilo Mike 5, Quebec Sierra J, down here in Alice, Texas, 50 miles from beautiful downtown Corpus Christi, Texas.
Okay, Jay, I'm sorry for getting your name wrong, but I know I've talked to you before, but I was just scanning the band, and I heard you say boat anchor net, and I said, I'll be darned. I would have had my 8:30 on tonight and had the SB1000 in line and whatnot, but I forgot all about it. But anyway, I'll try to catch y'all next week.
All righty, that's quite all right. And now don't worry about my name. I've been called a heck of a lot worse, so. And that doesn't bother me either.
I tell most of the time, call me whatever you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner.
I heard that.
All right, you take care. 7-3.
All right, 7-3. KM5QS back, and anyone else for the boat anchors before we pass it down the line? You want me to give it to Lynn again, Rusty? I mean,
no, not
Rusty
me.
Again, Lynn, whatever.
No, not me.
I'll take it.
Take it.
All right, anybody wanting to check in to the boat anchors net? The band is in fine shape. The barbecue's ready to come off the grill. Everybody's got their shirt on. They're ready to get barbecue sauce on, and everybody's got their gloves on, and their bib on, and their newspaper rolled out. and we're ready to serve it up. So this is the last chance to check into the boat anchors net before we get down with the barbecue. Checking in now. All right, Rusty, it's all yours, sir.
Viva Dos Equis.
Si, senor. All right. This is WK5R, and this is the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. This is the last go-around. Anybody out there want to check in before we close the net? Come now. The last call for the Boat Anchors Unlimited. Come now. Hearing none, this is WK5R. Now closing the Boat Anchors Unlimited net at 8:35. Hey, we made a full hour and a little bit tonight. Catch y'all all next week, and look forward to seeing everybody at Belton. This is WK5R. Now closing the Boat Anchors Unlimited net and returning the frequency back to normal amateur abuse. WK5R.